preschool learning journey can feel a bit overwhelming if you aren't sure how to go about it. Most of us feel this way when we begin looking into homeschooling or at-home learning, and we can get overwhelmed by the many methods for teaching. We may feel confused because we've never had to create a lesson plan or execute mastering early learning concepts. Wherever your hesitation, I promise that with time, patience, and simply just starting, you will find a system that works for you and your family. Teaching your preschooler doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, you can keep it super simple and cost effective. There's nothing wrong with wanting to try all the paid for curriculums out there. And for some families, that may be the best option for their lifestyle and needs. But in this video, I'm going to give you 5 simple tips and tricks to get started with a simple process for customized at-home preschool. No curriculum needed and possibly no money needed as well, depending on how you go about it personally. Let's get started. First, get to know where your child is cognitively by observation. Pull out some random but simple items to conversate with and ask them if they know what the color or shape of something is, and see if they know what the letter or the sound an item starts with is. See if they can identify that letter. If they can't identify it verbally, then maybe they can point it out. Can they identify matching items or similar items, whether that's once again verbally or just by showing you? How long can they hold their attention span before wanting to move on to something else? Does anything specifically seem to catch their attention? There are so many ways to go about this and so many observations that can be made that I didn't even mention. And there isn't a needed checklist for this exercise either. Your child will be fine, and even if it seems they don't know anything, simply write down the observations as you go. I promise they will be fine. Those observations are what you will use to create your own version of curriculum. It's a custom-built curriculum for your child's needs. You find their strengths and their areas needing growth, and you get to work on a lesson plan. Secondly, I recommend working on learning shapes and colors before letters and numbers. Shapes and colors are easier concepts to grasp at such a young age, and I use the term grasp loosely because young brains don't work the way we assume they do. We don't have time in this video to fully go into what I mean, but just know your kids are able to retain information without fully grasping the concept the way you think you are teaching them. And that is okay. Early education should not be built around mastering a concept, but more of introducing a concept. So start with shapes and colors before adding numbers and letters, and you can still sing the alphabet and get familiar with letters and numbers, but just keep it light at first. Third, use their interests to teach them. If your child is really into bugs and outdoorsy things, be sure to create different color beetles to match, or counting flowers, painting with flower petals, using the 5 senses on blades of grass, rocks, or anything else outside. Maybe even keep an ant farm or care for butterflies in a netted cage and watch them go from egg to butterfly. Always use their interests to teach them. Fourth, you do not even have to teach them shapes, numbers, colors, and letters. Yes, I know, on tip 2, I shared with you how to go about teaching those things, but in truth, you don't have to focus on that. A majority of kids will naturally pick up on those concepts with age and time, just independently. A lot of studies show play is crucial at this age, more crucial than the busy work. Instead, it is okay if you would rather focus on getting to know the world around you. You can read books about waterfalls and follow up with a trip to a local waterfall near you. You can talk about changing seasons and follow it up with going outside and painting whatever season it currently is. Better yet, if it's a transition of seasons, even better to really grasp that lesson. Maybe, and inside your home, not just nature, maybe your kid just loves to play with blocks and magnetiles. That is wonderful. Block manipulatives offer early math concepts and engineering. Come up with objectives like building a barn for their favorite stuffed animal to fit inside. Create conversation around the block building to work on early verbalization of problems and solutions. Take that time to help them develop language in general. There are many ways to tailor this style of learning to fit your family. Okay, side note, my personal favorite learning style involves a lot of self-led learning, and everything I'm describing fits into this learning style. So if you're wanting to know more about this topic, make sure that you watch through to the end of the video where I will share how you can learn more about how we do self-led learning. And speaking of self-led learning, the fifth and final thing I want to share with you is that I believe at this stage of learning, it should never feel forced, but always encouraged. Many times in my videos, I've shared with you that I cultivate a learning environment. I don't force my daughter to learn, but I make sure the space around her, and this is my 3-year-old, I do it for my 6-year-old too. I make sure that the space around them offers plenty of learning while playing. For instance, if we are focusing on learning the color red, I make a red sensory basket. In that container, I add random red items and set it out in a space where my daughter can clearly see it. And when she is ready to explore that red sensory basket, we play with it together and we conversate about the color red. I ask her multiple times if she knows what the color of the items are, and we count the red items together. We describe the red items. Notice how many times I'm mentioning the color red in the conversation. That is how we make the concept more applicable to my child's life. I can point at red with a flashcard and she can just memorize it eventually. Or I can show her why red is so important. Red is the color of her toys in the basket. Red is important in conversation. Red is now being applied to her actual life, making it easier for her brain to grasp and retain information around it. Make the play and learning options personal to their needs and let them discover the new concepts naturally. If you're looking for more information on self-led learning and how to do it, click the video on the top next to me. I think it's this way. If you're looking for more information on homeschooling while having a toddler, click that bottom video instead. And I'll see you over in that video. Have fun homeschooling.